What's up, YouTube? So this will be my very first video on this channel, and what better way to start than by unboxing the reprint of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Decks 2. Now, I actually recently saw this at a Target. There was probably like 30, maybe 35 of these boxes just chilling there, and to my knowledge, the original first edition print became quite a sought after item. I've been seeing prices like maybe around up to $75 on eBay. And at first I thought that this was just, the very same box set, and I was honestly pretty surprised that I saw it because I also follow a couple of pages on Instagram that sell cards, and they were flipping these boxes a couple weeks ago for like $75. So I don't know if they just screwed a bunch of people over knowing that a reprint was coming or if they were selling first edition boxes. But regardless, this is going to be the first unboxing on this channel. I will do future unboxings, and just a little flex under here. We have the original Dungeon Dice Monsters gaming mat. I don't know if I should really be opening stuff on this. I actually barely found this at my parents' house in amazing condition, but I figured, hey, why not put it in here? Because underneath here is glass, and then you just see my reflection of me awkwardly maneuvering my hands, and, it kind of looks weird. So let's just get right into it. Right here, I got my trusty Bear Grylls knife, not sponsored, and I'm pretty excited about this because it comes with, like, right here, I'll show you the back real quick. Right here it shows the Yugi deck, Kaiba deck, Red Eyes deck, and the 3 Egyptian god cards, as well as 3 new variant cards. And what's pretty interesting about this, at least like to me, I mainly purchased cards, at least back in the day, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Hype was in its peak. I'm talking, like the early 2000s. I'd probably say the time that I stopped watching the series and buying the cards was probably 2005. And then back then, obviously, because I was, or maybe not obviously for those of you who don't know me from another channel, I'd probably be in elementary school, like a lot of people were in that time frame who were obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh! And my parents were buying those cards for me, obviously, or like I would get them as birthday presents from friends or family members. But now I'm in my 20s, so here's me buying cards in 2019. Konami making Duel Links definitely is what got me to be interested in the cards again. Their marketing worked, what can I say? But why this is so interesting to me is the 3 Egyptian god cards. Some people, who cares? They've re-released these a million times. But back then, everyone either had fake ones or, like ones that were unplayable because they didn't have the card effects written down. So I've never had the official ones with the card effects written down, so I'm actually pretty excited for that. But yeah, I'm talking way too much. I'm going to have to put like a little disclaimer of when to skip for when we actually begin this unboxing. Okay, got the Konami plastic off right here. Also, apologies for this setup. I will do a more dedicated setup that isn't slipping and sliding underneath me like this one is. I really do like the artwork on this box. You have the like gold sarcophagus right here, and you got Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey on the front. Now let's just slide the top off right there. No artwork on the inside there, and here we go. We got Burning Magic Attack right here, and then the 3 decks. Red Eyes right here for the Joey deck. We got the Yugi deck with Slifer being on top right there. And I believe this would be, the Kaiba deck with Maiden with Eyes of Blue right here. Personally, I think we're going to start off with this little pack right here. And also, unfortunately, since I barely kind of started buying the cards again, I do not have a lot of sleeves, I don't have a lot of binders, and I don't really have a dedicated storage space. If you guys would like to see a video with my original cards from like I said, maybe like 2002-ish, 2003 to 2005, I would gladly do a video showcasing all of those. And clearly I don't know what I'm doing because I can't even open this plastic right here. But let's start off with these. We got Dark Burning Attack right there with Dark Magician Girl on it, Dark Burning Magic, and Eternal Soul. So far, pretty cool and pretty interesting stuff in here, at least to me. Like I said, I am not some hyper-competitive TCG player. I pretty much got back into the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, at least hype in my head. Like, I've been pretty hyped. I was playing, like, Duel Links last year when one of my friends was playing it, and then everyone else around him just started playing it. And it made me have that same spark of enjoyment that I had back when the original Duel Monsters series first aired. Okay, so anyway, back to the cards. We have Slifer the Sky Dragon right here with its actual effect. Pretty cool. Obelisk the Tormentor, probably my personal favorite and the only one that's semi-viable in Duel Links right now. Not in the meta, of course, but you could still implement this into some decks. We got the Winged Dragon of Ra right here. Unfortunately, the card that was nerfed, I would say, the most. Like, the anime effects were definitely more substantial and more lethal than what we actually got in the TCG. Next, Exodia Incarnate. Now, I've used this card in an Exodia deck, like using Grandpa's cards in Duel Links, so it's pretty interesting for me to see the physical card because I've never owned it personally. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, we've been seeing these a million times on other channels, but I'm like barely back in the swing of things like within the last 2 years, so it's going to be really easy for me to get excited over some stuff. Ties of the Brethren. Let's see, let's just go through these pretty quick. We got Exodia Obliterate right here. I actually have never seen this card in my life. That shows you how long it has been since I have owned cards. We got all 5 pieces of Exodia, which I've never had. I believe I've had 3 first edition from the LOB pack back in the day, and 2 of them got stolen. I believe it was the left leg and the left arm, and the only card I still have is the head, which kind of sucks, but I'll get into more of my backstory with some of my older cards in the future. We got Exodia Necros right here, which I really like this card artwork. I recently rewatched Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and most of Season 4 of... actually, no, I went through Season 4 as well. I'm on Season 5 right now. Just watched all of the original anime on Netflix, and I really liked when Kaiba dueled his stepfather, and his stepfather used Exodia Necros to kind of, you know, like screw with his mind a little bit and give him that flashback of when he lost to Yugi. Dark Magician right here. It is in a common variant, so it still looks cool because it's the original artwork, but I'm glad that I have, you know, the more flashy, rare artwork than what this has. Dark Magician Girl, a card I actually never owned back in the day, so it's kind of cool to have one now. Buster Blader, one of my favorite personal card designs. Not really sure why, but I've just always liked him even when I was a little kid. Silent Magician level 8, Silent Magician level 4, the Tricky, Big Shield Gardna, used that in the early Duel Links days. Magician's Valkyria, Blast Magician, Blockman, Marshmallow, Sangin. This is just so nostalgic for me, this box right here. Gold Sarcophagus matches nicely with the box right there. And some of these cards have really shit edging now that I'm looking at it. Like, you see, like, that's pretty bad considering this is a brand new card. I have like cards that are, you know, like 16, 17 years old, give or take, that are in better condition than that. But whatever. Swords of Revealing Light. Yugi or the Pharaoh would always pull this out of his ass in Season 1 somehow. Magical Dimension. Magicians Unite. Tricky Spell 4. Thousand Knives. Dark Magic Attack. Yeah, just a lot of really nostalgic cards. Contract with Exodia. Messenger of Peace. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Monster Reincarnation. Secret Village of Spellcasters. This card as well has some very, like, strange edging. Like, I'm sure it's just the way that the cards were cut and printed, but some of these just look kind of like they've been played with already. It's kind of strange. Pot of Duality, Mirror Force, Magical. These 3 were like the plot twists they would always say. Every time you hear that music come on, you already know that the Pharaoh is going to pull one of these. Atem would always pull one of these damn cards. And yeah, these are just probably some of the most iconic traps that he would pull in the original Duel Monsters series. Magician Circle, Backup Soldier, Gravity Bind, and token. And also, real quick, I do apologize once again if for some reason this is out of frame. I'm not looking through the lens of the camera right now, but I will get my act together by the next box that I do on this channel. And I probably will do some Duel Links related content. I don't really want to do too much of that. And I don't want to do only box kind of stuff either, like unboxings. I'd like to kind of also talk about the series, whether it be GX or 5Ds or the original DM, because I recently watched a lot of all three of those, and I would love to give my takes on those series. So we're on Joey Red Eyes deck right now, Black Stone of Legend, and Return of the Red Eyes Trap, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This is a really cool card. I really love the artwork on this one. Red Eyes, this is not personally my favorite Red Eyes artwork. I know there's a lot of people that actually prefer this to the original. I think that the original is personally my favorite, but it's kind of all up to opinion right there. Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, Red Eyes Archfiend. This bad boy was killing it when they first released the Red Eyes deck in Duel Links. This card is really, really cool, and I used it pretty frequently, like within like the last 3 months or so. Although I'd say Red Eyes isn't as competitive as Blue Eyes right now in Duel Links. Red Eyes Retro Dragon, Black Metal Dragon, Axe Raider. This just reminds me so much of the original series. Joey would always play this card as well. Not exactly a great card to play, not a great normal monster, but maybe back in the day wasn't too terrible. Alligator Sword, Baby Dragon, Jinzo. I never had a Jinzo either back in the day, so it's kind of cool to have one now, even though it is a common. Goblin Attack Force, Gearfried the Iron Knight, Rocket Warrior, another pretty iconic Joey card with a little bit of weird stuff going on right there. Blue Flame Swordsman, very cool card. I'd say I really do like the artwork on this. I kind of prefer it to the original Flame Swordsman, but once again, that's probably not a popular opinion. Time Wizard, a card that was insane in the anime, but not so much in real life. Phoenix Gearfried, Gemini Summoner, Blazewing Butterfly, Dark Valkyria, Command Knight, Valkyrian Knight, Keeper of the Shrine, Inferno, Fire Blast, Red Eyes Fusion. I love this card. Very good card in Duel Links. Very heavily used in Duel Links. I'd say that, I don't know if Red Eyes is still considered meta in the game. Because right now, what are we at with it right now? What is it? Sub-Terrors. Freaking, what else is pretty popular? Six Sam's still pretty popular. Blue Eyes definitely is up there. And I think we might get to the point where... No, Dark Magician is also up there too, with the not the box set that recently came out, but the previous box set, because of Magician Navigation, or whatever the card is called. Cards of the Redstone, Polymerization, Salamandra, Scapegoat, the card that Joey, the luckiest duelist, or the luckiest man in the history of anime, would always pull. Foolish Burial, pardon me. Roulette Spider. This reminds me of the episode with Esperoba, where in Battle City, I believe. Supervise, Mystical Space Typhoon, Symbols of Duty, Red Eye Spirit, another card I've been using pretty frequently in the game. Kunai with Chain, Call of the Haunted, Torrential Tribute, Burst Breath, Curse of Anubis, Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, Alligator Sword Dragon. Very funny artwork right there. And yeah, what is this? Like, why does it look so worn already? It's kind of bothering me a little bit, considering this was, I think, about $31 after taxes. And we have the Joey token right here with Red Eyes on the back. That's actually pretty cool, the way that looks. And let's move on to at least when I was a kid, my favorite character. For some reason, when I was a kid, I did not realize how kind of annoying and ridiculous Kaiba's lust for, or desire to win at all costs was. Like when Kaiba in Season 1 backs away slowly to the edge of Pegasus's castle and basically says, if you don't let me win, I'm going to commit suicide. I never caught that as a kid. I mean, I was probably like 6 or 7 when the anime first debuted, so when Season 1 first debuted, but I just think that's I don't know how that flew over my head. I mean, that's just really ridiculous, and that shit had me dying when I rewatched an uploaded clip of that on YouTube and saw the comments of people just roasting Seto for that. But yeah, some good memories. But yeah, as a kid, Kaiba was my favorite. Right now, I probably would switch it more towards the probably a Tem personally. I mean, Joey's all right, but he definitely, I'd say Joey and Yugi have the most ass pulls out of everyone in the series. They just magically get whatever they want. At least like with Yugi or with Yami, you can come up with a reason like, oh, he has the puzzle, which apparently this whole time gives him good luck, is what I barely found out. Like, it pretty much gives him, just like how Destiny draw in the game, it gives him the ability to pull whatever he wants. So technically I would say that Seto is the best duelist. Here I am rambling. Anyway, let's get to it. Maiden with Eyes of Blue. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. That's a pretty funny artwork with the Blue Eyes guitar. And Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, a card I also never had as a kid, at least the English version. I did have a print in Japanese, which I lost somehow. Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think it's cool that they gave you 3 different artworks. Personally, this will always be my favorite. Reminds me of the original starter deck, and I have 3 of these from the original starter. And yeah, that's just the most iconic one. I know they recently released Blue Eyes Cereal, which I have yet to purchase. Dragon Spirit of White, another card that is heavily used in Duel Links. Kaiba, man. So I never watched GX as a kid. Like, I saw a few episodes, but I never fully got into it. And I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 1 and a piece of Season 2. So seeing Kaiba Man as a sort of dual spirit and beating Jaden was pretty cool to watch, because I never knew that was where Kaiba Man came from. White Stone of Legend, White Stone of Ancients, also pretty cool cards. Protector with Eyes of Blue, also a pretty relevant card in Duel Links. Master with Eyes of Blue. We got Battle Ox, La Jin, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. Vorse Raider, for some reason, just like with Buster Blader, I've always really liked Vorse Raider's artwork. Alexandrite Dragon, Blade Knight, Ancient Lamp, Tiger Dragon, Kid Moto Dragon, King of the Swamp, Rider of the Storm Winds, Burst Stream of Destruction, also a card I used back in the day. Beacon of White, let's see, Mausoleum of White, Polymerization yet again, Enemy Controller, Enter the Code. What is it? Left, right, A, B. This card, I miss when you could use 3 of these still. I think it got semi-limited to 2 in Duel Links, which is kind of whack. I liked using 3. Shrink, another iconic Kaiba spell card. Silent Doom, Ancient Rules, Trade-In. I don't know what this is. Discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Interesting. Where Art Thou? Also a card I actually have never seen before. Pot of Dichotomy, Fusion Substitute, Unexpected Die, Negate Attack, very iconic trap card in Kaiba's deck. Final Attack Orders, Shadow Spell. Is there a Crush card in here? I am not sure. Cloning, Fusion Reserve, Jar of Avarice, Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, First of the Dragons, and a very nice Kaiba token. No Crush card in here to be found. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this box set. I really do like the box design, although I wish it came with like a game mat or something. And I also wish that it was a tin as opposed to a cardboard box. Although it is a nice cardboard box, I will give it that. And I really do like the artwork on it. Do wish that it came with a mat. Unfortunately, it does not. I also wish that some of the, I don't know, I've opened some other new cards like recently, and they don't have like that strange wear on the edges of the cards. I mean, you guys who have been consistently buying them throughout the years, you guys can tell me if that's normal. But to me, it just looks so weird, because I remember, like, I'm looking through my old cards as well. Almost none of them have anything like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know out of the 3 which one is your favorite. Let me know if you've picked up this box. like I said, if you still want this box, at least in the Targets that I've been to 2, and I've seen quite a few of these there right now. And like I said, this is not the first edition. This is definitely a reprint for sure. So unless the first edition thing really is what you're looking for, you don't have to pay $75. Just go to Target, potentially even Walmart, and go ahead and check, because you never know. You might find this box set right there for, like I said, about $30 or so. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be releasing content in the near future, pretty much probably pertaining to Yu-Gi-Oh!, maybe something else, I'm not too sure. And yeah, peace out, YouTube.